All right, well, welcome into the Fbx Evening News tonight.
Again, our top story, a Candwell couple has been taken to an Anchorage hospital after troopers had to be called in for a search and rescue. 47-year-old Scott Mayo and his 56-year-old wife, Vivian Mayo, had gone missing earlier in the day.
Scott went out to check his trap line. When he didn't return, Vivian went to look for him. When she didn't return, a family member then contacted troopers.
A wildlife trooper located Vivian, who was suffering from extreme hypothermia. Scott was located by a C-130 airplane and picked up by a helicopter crew.
Now, he had built a small fire and was in good condition. Both Mayos were transported to Anchorage.
In other news this evening, a Fairbanks man charged with kidnapping and assaulting his ex-girlfriend has pled not guilty to multiple felony counts. 31-year-old Vincent Perdue was arraigned yesterday in Fairbanks Superior Court. According to police, Perdue ripped out a clump of his girlfriend's hair and drove around with her for 2 hours, refusing to let her leave, punching her and threatening to kill her. He eventually dropped her off at the Westmark after stealing her phone, where she ran into the lobby crying. Trial in the case is scheduled for February.
A Healy man also charged with kidnapping and assault has pled not guilty to allegedly hitting and choking his wife. 38-year-old Scott Henderson is charged with multiple felony counts after the alleged incident. According to troopers, the man bound his wife's mouth with electrical tape and refused to let her leave their home after becoming upset over the price she wanted to sell some of their items for. He allegedly choked her and dragged her around the house during the violent assault, which left the woman badly bruised. Trial in that case is scheduled for February.
And a Fairbanks man has pled not guilty to felony burglary in a much-talked-about dispute over Thanksgiving pie. Fairbanks police say 26-year-old Kyle David Wilcox unsuccessfully tried to talk an East Fairbanks apartment neighbor into sharing an apple pie, and after a fight broke out, both received minor stab wounds. The man with the pie told police that Wilcox appeared to be drunk as he sought a piece of the pie and forced his way into the apartment with another man. The man in the apartment told police he defended himself with a steak knife and was wounded as he struggled with the intruders. Trial in the case is scheduled for February.
A Fairbanks man who robbed a woman in her bed will serve 4 years in prison. 22-year-old Christopher Ray Ross was sentenced today in front of Judge Bethany Harbison. Ross earlier pled guilty to 2 felony counts. The burglary happened last December, and according to troopers, the woman's brother, Daniel Thompson, invited Ross to participate in the crime. A criminal complaint says Ross waited outside of the bedroom while Thompson threatened his sister with a replica firearm that shoots pellets.
After delaying their decision in early November, the Borough Planning Commission voted last night to approve a proposed drag racing strip in North Pole. The board wanted more time to review additional conditions on the application, including traffic control and landscaping requirements. At the first meeting on the issue, public testimony lasted well past midnight, and the board heard from those in support of the speedway, as well as residents concerned about the noise level, particularly those already affected by the North Pole Speedway, which is next to the proposed area.
This year, the Fairbanks Resource Agency invited a nationally recognized comedian to their annual gala to provide some lighthearted entertainment and a little inspiration. News Center 11's Tyson Paris-Hansen has more.
And ask me questions. What does it mean, they'll say, to have a type of muscular dystrophy? I'll say, well, it has shaped what I'm looking for in a relationship. If I ask a woman about health insurance, I'm hitting on her.
Brett Leak currently appears in more than 200 comedy shows each year.
I didn't know that living with a muscle wasting disease would help me find internal strength that I never would have dreamed was there.
It means my well-intentioned friends introduced me to every cockamamie health scheme that comes down the pike. Right now it's the magnet therapy. Have you heard about this? Oh yeah, putting magnets in your socks and in your shorts. How could this not work?
The FRA's annual gala is by invite only, but it gives them a chance to network with their members, say thanks, and expand people's idea of what can be accomplished with a disability.
I love the mission of FRA, independence, management resources for people with disabilities. And so it's, and I get to tell jokes too, which makes it doubly good.
Tyson Paris-Hansen, News Center 11.
Inspirational, that's for sure.
Very much.
Okay, when we come back, we talk with the U.S. Army Soldier of the Year. He's from Fort Wainwright.
Also, a local 7th grader is gathering teddy bears for a worthy cause. Stay with us. And welcome back. A United States Army Alaska soldier has been chosen amongst the top Army professionals for the prestigious title of Soldier of the Year. This is coined the Army's premier individual competition, and soldiers from all over the world who serve for the United States Army compete. USAREC soldier specialist Adam Christensen was chosen after he competed for many months in a series of tests. Christensen says he is excited about the opportunities that this has brought him and his family.
For now, it means that I get to be able to go tell people about the opportunities that the Army has for them. I'm going to the All-American game. It's basically an event that the Army puts on for high school students, and I'll be able to talk to them about the goals that they're setting for themselves and the things they can consider for their future.
Students at Monroe Catholic Junior Senior High School are doing community service projects as part of a class assignment. One 7th grader in particular is partnering with the Alaska State Troopers for his project called Hugs for Kids. Lawson Nichols is asking the public to bring in new or gently used teddy bears to Jeans Chrysler and fill up the truck on the showroom floor. This will be going on through Saturday the 14th, and Nichols will be there all day long collecting teddy bears. Nichols explained the Troopers' role in this project and what the cause is for.
To give to little kids when they respond to a call, so they know that the troopers are there to help, not arrest your mom and dad, but they're there to help you and keep you safe. And giving the kids a teddy bear will make them feel safe, and the troopers are your friend, not to hurt you or harm you, that they're there to help.
I think that it's means a lot more coming from a kid who recognizes that troopers are there and that we want to help, and that something just as small as a teddy bear can make a difference in a kid's life.
The holiday season is in full swing, and as Christmas approaches, many members of the community have volunteered their time to help the less fortunate. Tonight, we take a look at soldiers across Fort Wainwright who have given back. Fort Wainwright soldiers across the board have donated their time and money to ensure that those less fortunate will get to experience some holiday cheer this season.
For us, you have Toys for Tots, but most people will donate, such as myself. We find that we spend about maybe $20 to $30 on a toy for a child anyway. And so I kind of figured out that over long term, kids need a place to put their toys. Spoke to some leaders in the local community who supplied us some opportunities. And at which point in time, we were able to basically build toy boxes for about $30 to $35 a piece.
Giving back is something that each soldier participating in these various events has done in many ways, and the command and soldiers alike feel it's a community-building action.
It gives back to other people, and caring and giving is one of the human things we do in life. And as a soldier, we have to give back no matter what, and we protect the United States, we protect, the society. And one of the things is also, giving back and showing that we're here and we're here to help.
Providing that comfort is what the holidays are all about.
It was very good, especially around the holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, around this time. It's a wonderful thing to help out your community and give those in need. I mean, we all have things that we just push to the side or we choose not to use anymore. I mean, what we think is garbage, other people treasure and they fight for every day. So. It's awesome just to give that back and just to see the joy on their face. Just giving them, whether it's food, toys, clothes on their back. I mean, it's awesome, and that's why I love doing it.
Stephanie Woodard, News Center 11.
The Military Report is brought to you by Stanley Nissan. Innovation for all.
Lots of giving back. That little boy story was so cute with the teddy bears.
It was.
Good job for him.
Yeah, well, it's Christmas season. Ho, ho, ho. We got Joe here.
What's going on? A little transition. Yeah. Well, in sports tonight, we start our high school basketball preview. Some of the first games of the season are this Saturday, and tonight we focus on Lathrop High School. But first, out of the break, UAF Rifle got a huge announcement today.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
I follow you on Facebook, so.
Oh, that event's coming up in 2015. Find out that and more next. Hello, Interior Alaska. It's time for your Wednesday Sports. I'm Joe Cook. We start with the UAF rifle team. This morning, the NCAA announced that the Alaska Nanniks will host the 2015 NCAA Rifle Championships. This will be the second time in program history that the rifle team will host the championships. The last time they hosted was back in 2007, and they won it all that year. Former Governor Sarah Palin was in attendance to present awards as well. The 2015 championships will be on March 13th through 14th in the E.F. Horton Rifle Range. The Nanniks have won 10 national titles, which is second most all time. Their last national title was in 2008, and last year they finished fourth. This season, the Nanniks have shot the top 2 team scores and are ranked #1 in the country. The Nanack hockey team will be on the road for their last WCHA series of the fall semester. This weekend, they will be in Bemidji, Minnesota, taking on the Bemidji State Beavers. The Beavs are third in the WCHA with a 5-4-3 record. They also have the best penalty kill in the league, but they haven't won a game since November 23rd. They've tied 3 of their last 4 games. Alaska is coming into Minnesota with momentum. They rallied down 4-2 against rival UAA last weekend, scoring 3 unanswered to win 5-4 in the Sullivan Arena. It ended a 5-game losing streak as well. Sean Cahill was in net and got 29 saves in his first win since early November of 2012. Patience is a virtue for him. He's given the Nooks a chance to win in the 3 games he's played so far this season. And senior center Cody Kunick is now ranked 3rd in the WCHA in scoring with 17 points. The puck drops at the Sanford Center at 4:37 Alaska time on Friday. Today we start our 2013-2014 high school basketball team previews. Ladies first, we tip off the previews with the Lathrop Malamutes girls basketball team. The Lathrop girls are coming into this season with a considerably different look. Gone are seniors Jasmine White, Arisha Talley, and Brene Audie. Center Ruthie Hebert transferred as well. Last year's team earned an at-large berth to the state tournament and finished in the consolation bracket. Head coach David Stewart added 4 new coaches to his staff and is optimistic about this season of change.
After the first week here, I see that I got lots of young talent. I knew coming in that there would be lots of young talent coming in. I've been watching them 7th and 8th grade. It's a rebuilding year, and always good to have a good rebuilding year, especially when you have talent and you have kids that you can rebuild with. And we're looking forward to it. Like I say, 1 game at a time. That's what I'm telling the kids, 1 game at a time. And keep working, and work hard.
Coach Stewart is also telling them to go fast. A lot of guards on this young team. Of the 13 players on their roster, 10 are underclassmen with a number of sophomores and freshmen.
It's like a young team, so we're all just coming together as new and just trying things out, and I think we're going to be good though. Fast, young.
We have a lot of us, he's pushing us down the floor quickly, so transitioning from offense to defense, we have to be quick, and that's what we want to use to our advantage over bigger teams, that we can go around them and be quicker.
Lathrop hosts the Delta Junction Huskies this Saturday at 7:30 on Joe T. Court for their season opener. Lathrop boys, this year you'll see some of the supporting cast from last season try to fit into some starring roles, if you will. Here's a look at their Malamutes, who not only want to be a force in the interior but in the state. The Lathrop Malamutes finished 5th in the state and won the MAC title a year ago. This year they lost 8 players from last year's team, including 4 starters, but the returners are an experienced bunch from last season, like the all-around player Kyle Carlson, deadly shooter Cole Burner, and the big man Terrell Ford. Opponents may see a stronger and faster Ford this year.
I'm just mostly working on getting stronger and just faster too, because a lot of people talk about my speed a lot, so gotta get a little bit faster,
We're looking pretty good. We're really athletic. Miles running this course. We've got a full set. We've got everything. We've got Terrell in the big center. We've got me at 4. We've got good bench players. We've got 5 seniors coming back this year. Good leadership, and then we've got everything we need. We've got it all.
Head coach Milo Griffin isn't too worried about what his team will look like in their first game this Saturday. It's more about their performance in March and how they do against West Valley.
For me, it's always been about improvement. If they can improve, we can do well later. It's not how well you start this thing in basketball, it's how much you improve during the season. And we've been fortunate enough to improve every year towards state time. If we can time that out and get some improvement from what we have, we'll be competitive. I don't have the talent that West Valley has this year, but we're going to give them a good run for whatever they got.
Lathrop plays Delta in its opener this Saturday at 6 o'clock on Joe T. Court. And lastly tonight, our Pro Football Challenge winner. This week's winner is Dave Ellagrud. Congrats, Dave. You get an oil change courtesy of Stanley Nissan. Dave got 15 out of 16 picks right, including picking the Saints to beat the Panthers at home in the Dome. And Robert, he has a nice lead with 147 points in the Pro Football Challenge. Stanley's bipolar second with 141, and Gary B has 140. I have 133 points, 4 ahead of Mike Schultz. We tied this week. We both missed 4. Fred Brown has 127 points. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rocking with me for a little while. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. And we had some cold temperatures today, mainly because of the breezes around. Not nearly as bad as it was in the summits. We'll tell you about that in just a little bit. We take a look at the entire weather forecast, what's going on as far as our photograph for tonight. This one's sent in by John Olson. It's a winter sunset. Again, the beautiful colors and nice pattern there. Again, if you have a photograph to share, including Christmas things going on, Christmas decorations, presents, whatever, send it to me at photos@ktvf11.com. And again, a reminder, the calendar is still out there, the Fab Photo Calendar, many locations, including Kindle Auto. If you drop by there, they have a free one there for you, and they're free at all the 13 locations, and they make a nice stocking stuffer too. Here's what it looks like as far as the numbers go, and as you can see, well, actually, we'll take a look at that satellite and radar real quickly and show you lots of moisture moving over southeast Alaska, while the rest of the state, for the most part, is just about dry. Not a whole lot of cloudiness going on. That is going to be the trend, it looks like. And as far as numbers go this time of year, the normal high 6 above, the normal low 12 below. Well, today we were pretty cold. And the record high was 44 in 1940, record low in 1964, 54 below. Sunrise and sunset, 3 hours and 55 minutes of daylight, a loss of 3 minutes from yesterday. What's going on across the rest of the state? Some showers over the Juneau area, but they're getting ready for a lot of snowfall. We're talking close to 2 feet of snow expected in Juneau. Elsewhere, you can see lots of stars across the interior, and some showers around Cold Bay, cloudy skies up on the North Slope, and Fort Yukon 6 below for their high today. Lower 48 weather, heading on down there. Some showers have moved back in over the Pacific Northwest. Just mainly cloudiness across the central plains and the southern plains. Over the east coast, not too bad. Lots of sunshine around the New York area. On our satellite radar, you can see a few snow showers, mainly what we call lake effect snows, moving off of the lakes there into places like Buffalo and Syracuse, while the rest of the country looks at just a little bit of activity moving across the northern plains. Why? Well, because the jet stream is way to the north, but it's going to change this weekend and once again bring more cold air all the way down into the Ohio Valley and the Tennessee Valley, and possibly some snow shower activity around the Great Lakes, but nice weather out to the western sections of the country. Well, back to Alaska for tomorrow. Here's the northern sections, mostly clear for Barrow and Nome, winds to 45 miles per hour near Fort Yukon. Here in the interior, we'll be looking at breezy conditions once again with a weather advisory for the summits for the Healy area. Over the southeastern sections, here's where all the weather's going to be happening. Winter storm warning for Juneau, 14 to 28 inches of snow and heavy rain at Ketchikan. While over to the southwest, we'll be looking at isolated showers for Cold Bay, partly cloudy for Kodiak, and windy again at Bethel. And over the south central regions, mostly sunny skies for Anchorage, sunny for Valdez, and partly cloudy for Homer. Once again, time for our weather fact, and this one tonight is in 1989. Southern California was hit with Santa Ana winds of 100 miles per hour. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank. And as again a reminder, the kids will be with us at the beginning of the year, so we'll give them a Christmas vacation. And once again, a reminder, winter weather advisory through Thursday. Winds gusting as high as 50 miles per hour in the higher slopes will cause blowing and drifting snow. Winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour in the valleys could create wind chills down to 40 below zero. Okay, here's your forecast for tonight. 15 below, clear and frigid, some light breezes still. Tomorrow, breezy conditions, 7 below. And again, those wind chill factors, look out for those. Here's your forecast. Again, you can see looking at possibly some snow shower activity moving for Friday and Saturday. Then things clear up, but temperatures will stay quite chilly. In fact, 22 below for the overnight low in some of those days. And the nights and daytime highs, once again, rising a little bit, then cooling back down again by Tuesday. 18 degrees below zero. So we're kind of stuck in a pattern right now of not as cold as it could be, but still colder than we'd like to see it.
I'll take it, though.
That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, well, I think it would be okay for me if it wasn't those winds you were speaking of, actually.
They really cut right through you.
Yeah.
I was out there today, man. That's cold.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully those winds will down, and then the weather will be fine.
By Friday.
Yeah. By Friday. Okay, very good. We'll plan on that. Thanks, Mike, and that will wrap up this edition of the Fbx Evening News. As always, we are glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, growing concerns that pilots may be relying too heavily on technology in the cockpit. That's coming up next with Ann Curry.
And a reminder, dress your kids appropriately for school tomorrow morning because it's going to be darn right chilly. That will do it from all of us here at the News Center. Have a good night, everyone. We'll see you back here at 11.